And what's going on? On my so y'all let me know over here on. Let me know if you're having any technical difficulties. If the if anything goes out over here or anything, just let me know. On Facebook, I might just give you all the way out. And you're saying that I have a poor connection, but that's a lie because I'm not having any problem with YouTube over here. So if it keeps that up over here at Facebook, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm gonna shut Facebook completely off and not even do the live on Facebook. So to make sure that you get what I'm saying over here, excuse me, hold on. You don't know, I'm gonna put it in here for you. That way, because this over here is going to go to acting stupid, and I don't have time for Facebook. You got YouTube, go over to YouTube, check out my YouTube channel, and if this keeps going out, I'm going trying to split Meta up and take away Instagram from them, saying that Meta is a monopoly. I don't know exactly if that's the case and what exactly, but I'm not gonna put up with it. Let me, so I don't have to keep. That way, I got y'all at at somewhat of a, either one, Facebook or YouTube. I appreciate y'all for. What's up, Shirley? Um, Over here on Facebook, please share, leave a comment. Topics that I said, uh, and share. Excuse me. And share this on Facebook. Over here at YouTube, hit that notification. You can get notified when each and every one of you all engage on, make comments, things of that nature. Periodically, I will look up and, excuse me, and answer your question. So let's go on uh, into the weekly news. And I tell you, I got this for this week. See, this is why I'm doing this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Because at first, like I said, I was just doing it on Friday. Enough. Then I said Monday. A whole bunch of stuff has been going on. So with this situation that happened today's Wednesday, with in Dallas, Texas, Tuesday morning. If you don't know, there was a shooting in Dallas, Texas, at a school. And suspect was taken into custody. They have not released any who the shooter was, if he or for almost 24 hours without any sleep. So I just wanted to bring this to you all, aware of it, because it had not really um, tragedy, a tragic episode where you can't even send your kids to school without worrying if they are going to return going to school. I don't want to compare today with all this going on. We didn't have all these school shootings going on. We already know that. And there's no need to be dead horse. Uh, it's just, it's just where it makes me ask the question, why kids the ability to converse and talk problems out. If you're getting bullied at school, if you're getting uh, whatever, what happened to fighting back? Uh, what happened to standing up for yourself, getting a gun and coming back to school and shooting the school up? And most of the time, just like out here in the streets, uh, or some shooting of people in the park or down there in Conway, it doesn't be the I know well the young shot body. I do know of her uncle or father, uh, and that should not happen. I don't care for doing what they did that shooting to have occurred. Pretty much more how to speak on it. The tragic event that been prevented. There been prevented in so many ways. I could get into that. We could have a long what practices could have been done and should have been done to keep that horrible incident from happening. Now, there are many rumors out there of what happened. Only journalists or bloggers or whatever you want really touched on the Conway shooting. Only thing that I did, that the update from the Conway Police Department, how many were injured and how many are deceased. There was an officer who said that there were 4 people dead. Then there was somebody on the live saying that there were 3 people dead. Then they said, try to stay away from until I get uh, my full facts about exactly what happened, so that way you don't step on anyone's toes. But of the 2 people, 2 young that in the Conway shooting, uh, um, for I hope and wish quick for those four people who were injured, whether they be all faculty member, whether they be all students, or whether it be a mixture of student and faculty. Uh, you know, it's a world that we live in of violence and toxicity, and it seems like that's what um, it seems like what's selling, uh, and it's not always good. So moving right along, talk about Trump threatens to tax Harvard as a political entity. He has taxed Harvard for $2.2 billion and has frozen that money because Harvard refused to meet his demands. Um, and apologize DE programs. So basically, what this is about is affecting the population on campus. Whatever reason, I have not into everything involved within it, but with a B, billion with a B. I guess Harvard used whatever else that they do with $2.2 billion. Uh, it's hey, like Obama with the things that this guy is, he would have been vilified. He wouldn't have lasted as president. We all know Obama could not have done anything, could not have done what Trump was doing. And Biden would not have done that. Even Bush, I don't think would have done. He's the last Republican, point blank, period, point blank. Um, there has never been a time when any president like the way that Trump has, vigorously defund them, sending federal agents into the schools to apprehend uh, students who protest and speak out against, which is their First Amendment constitutional rights. Uh, Citizens, they're here, they're going to school here, but yet you tell them that they cannot speak up and speak out against uh, because in the position to to attack um, individuals who who are just trying to live a better life. Uh, Sad. It's the point. I'm just baffled, if I want to use the word. How you doing, Ivana? I'm just baffled on all of a sudden the president of the United States, when there have been many others, has all of a sudden he's doing that no other president. Let's say this. Let me play devil's advocate. Who's to say that he is not that lone wolf that Obama, Clinton, Senior Bush, Reagan, Jimmy Carter, um, Gerald Ford, Richard Nixon, um, JFK, uh, and Hoover, Roosevelt, so on and on and on, did not have the balls to do what is right for what they believe America should be receiving. I mean, come on. Who's to say that Trump is not right? And being as aggressive out on the end, if we come out on the end with being a better country as far as saving a lot of money with the trade wars and everything that's going on, and we become a more uh, other countries start to begin. United States, just like all these years we've been looking out for our best interest. We've been getting the best bang of the book for all these years. Now that this guy has come in as president for the second term, he is his citizens. Who's to say that that's not the plan? And then later on down the road, if it proves that he's all the way right, then it's going to be a lot of us that's trying to remove Harriet Tubman and and the information on the Little Rock Nine with Central High School and other issues that he's attacking. I'm not and I'm not making any excuse for that. I'm just simply talking about right now on the tariffs because I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. China has had good dollars. Um, why isn't it not time for us to be able to get some get back? Hold on, let me cut this light off in back. It's got wrong for us to want to come out on top. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Appreciate you for coming in. I appreciate you for tuning in, sis. I don't think there's anything wrong with Trump wanting to carefully, because there are some people that are watching that will take what I say and what's up, Randy? And they will take what I say and think that I'm a Trump supporter and that I'm a Trump lover. And that's far from the case. I'm not. I'm not a Biden lover or a Biden supporter. I'm not or a Trump supporter. I am a supporter for whomever is doing what they do the best of the whole entire American country, American citizens. American citizens. Because it's about, it comes a time when you have yourself and saying, for me and mine. You can't continue to want the United States to continue to be that big ATM in the sky and constantly shell out money, 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 money to these different countries, and think that that's going to keep us here in the United States competitive. You can't. Has to be a way to say, well, we're not going to keep giving out this foreign aid. We're sorry what happened in your country, but we give you a little bit of money. We can send a few people over there to help you, but we're not doing what these other presidents in the past did. We're not going to send hundreds, if not thousands, of people over there to help you with and to send you 100 and some, 200 and some $billion for foreign aid over there to rebuild your country. If something happened catastrophic within the United States, if we had a tsunami had hit California, and a hurricane had hit the Atlantic Ocean, and it came in and tore in Vegas, Oregon, Washington State, Wyoming, so forth, Montana, whatever, all of the eastern seaboard, probably past the Carolinas into Tennessee and we receive any foreign aid from Taiwan? Would we receive any foreign aid from China? Would we receive any foreign aid from Myanmar? Would we receive any foreign aid from Vietnamese? Excuse me, from Vietnam? Would we receive from from wherever, all these places that we've given foreign aid out to, so much foreign aid, would we receive back what we gave out? The answer to that is hell to the no. So in that aspect, I don't blame for fighting for the United States. Now, a lot of the way that he's doing a lot of stuff with Pam Bondi and his administration, I'm not a big fan of. Um, there has to be a more with directness and sternness that he can do instead of just being straight a gorilla. What's up, Shawnee? What's up, Sid? Um, there has to be more a better way of doing the things that he's doing in Washington and abroad, uh, in the United States and abroad, than what he's doing and the way that he's doing it. A lot of times people will say, don't worry about the delivery as long as the message is delivered. Uh, that could be the case here, but with some of the other topics that I want to talk about, you know, this guy is in this administration is I'm going to talk about refused to go on the hold on, let me find it because I'm gonna jump straight to it. I'm gonna jump straight to it. Okay, so I don't even have to use my notes for this one. So if you've been following this federal judge, a federal judge has Trump. The federal judge has first the federal judge told them that you have this much time limit, don't go on vacation, cancel all this, cancel any appointments that you have, because what you need to do is you need to give me exact answers to these exact facilitating the door and locked up in an El Salvador. Now, this is also the addition to that. Just not back to El Salvador. So he's an El Salvadorian, but he could be deported, and he was going to be deported, basically, but he just shouldn't. They not only sent him back to El Salvador, but they sent him to be locked up in an El Salvadorian prison. And the federal judge has told them, you have this amount of time or what have you to bring him back. Then Trump held who came from El Salvador to the White House. Trump and Pam has a right to interfere in foreign foreign policies. Go over else bring this guy back. Now, if the president of El Salvador is willing to release the young man from prison, then the United States said that we would provide a plane for him to return back to the United States. Then we would deport him somewhere else because he's not going to stay in the United States. No matter if he came back here, he's not going to stay in the United States. Even if we brought him back here, even if the El Salvadorian president said, okay, I'm gonna have a change of heart. Hello, Amanda. Um, and release him to you all, and then you all send a plane down here to El Salvador and pick him up and bring him back to the United States, he's going to be deported somewhere else. So Pam Bundy, she just straight out just because it was legal mumbo jumbo jargon going back and forth between the Trump administration and the federal judge. He ain't coming back. Sorry, point blank, period. You know, they put tweets out mocking the judge, saying that they don't care what the judge says, they're doing this, they're doing that, and that is what it is. The judge has held. We all know if we in court, what normally happens? What normally Mr. Miller into custody? Take him into custody. Take Mr. Raphael into custody. Take Miss Edom up into custody. Take Miss Robinson or whomever into custody. That's what happens when you have been found in contempt of court. But ain't no lawyer, no Pam Bundy, no Donald Trump, no White House counsel, no foreign affairs counsel, no Homeland Security Council, nobody has been locked up. So basically, the Trump administration has told this federal judge shit. Continue guy that we to the El Salvadorian prison is not coming back. Point blank, period. That's what Trump and his administration is saying. Now, if you can't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you. Because what is she going to do? What is the judge going to do? People, you better open your eyes and see what the hell is going on. There are three branches of government: the judicial, the legislative, and the executive. Donald Trump and his administration is the executive. Congress is the legislative branch. They are the ones who make the legislative branch is your first branch of government. They are the ones who make the laws. The judicial system is the one is the who enforces the laws. Okay? And interprets the laws, rewrites the laws, and things of that nature. And the executive branch is the branch that can do what the hell they want to do because they're the one running the country. But there are checks and balances where The legislative branch is supposed to be able to say, you know what, hey, executive branch, you're not going to do this and you're not going to do that and get away with it. If it was a Democratic controlled House and a Democratic controlled Senate, then yes, Trump and his administration would be shut down on a lot of stuff that they're doing. But a lot of this stuff that Trump is trying to enforce is from simple executive. To my understanding, an executive order is not binding law. It can be overridden, but of course, Congress is not going to override his executive orders because the Republicans in the House and Senate are scared to go up against Donald Trump because they know in the midterm election, they fear that he will go against them and cause them to lose their elections. American voters realize that. So when the midterms do come, you can vote those Republicans out of office. Get their asses out of office. Whether you put another Republican that's running out of your state in there, that's in there right now that's refusing to do anything against this and his executive orders, get them out of there. Get them out of there. That includes Tom Cotton. That includes Fitz. Come out of Arkansas. That's a Republican um, um, representative or senator. How you doing, Amanda? How you doing, Miranda? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. So when I go through this stuff, I'm gonna pause for a minute because I just went over a because I got a little heated and got away on that topic. The UK definition of a woman refers to biological women and sex. This means it does not extend to a trans woman with a gender recognition certificate, which the Supreme Court Justice Lord Reed referred to as grand. I believe that the United States, the UK is going to do in this situation, how it's going to go. Now, this is the thing, I want to say this, and this is a very touchy situation, but I'm going to say it. I have a friend who's transgender with me on this. A lot of trans women know that they are not women and they are not trying to be a woman. Then the concept and lifestyle. Now there are going to be some about to say. Let me say that, and I'm not speaking for all. Break this down to you into the way that I've studied it and the way that I believe it to be. Whether you trans from a man to a woman with woman, or you trans from a woman to a man. It's man. You will biologically never be what you transition into biologically. Trans woman, you will never be a woman. Stop saying and trying to force the world to acknowledge you as a woman. You are not a woman. Trans men, stop trying to force the world and government to say you are a man. You are not a man. You are a trans woman and a trans man. But I believe, in my personal opinion, that these warped minded ones who have, okay, okay, we're back. What the hell? My YouTube started all the way completely over. My time. I don't know exactly what happened there. I don't know exactly what happened there. It started completely all the way over. Um, I don't know where. I believe it's mental health. When you get to a point where when you were born a male and you transition to be a trans woman, but you sit up and say, "I'm a woman. I'm a woman," and that's not an attack on anyone. But no, you're not. You're not does it. Even when you transition from a man to a woman, you still don't have no uterus. Can you bear children? Due to some reason, there's something going on. Generated and was created so she could bear children. A man, and for when you have a trans woman to sit up and say, "I'm not a man, I'm a woman." No, no, you're not, dear. No, you are not a woman. No, 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 no. You are a trans woman. That's it. You are not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna leave that alone. And I've harped on that. Um, so to couple with that, the Trump administration is suing the state of Maine because the state of Maine is refusing to honor the ban on transgender athletes in sports with biological sex athletes. To be more descriptive, trans women have in sports that are women sports. Now, regardless of you being a trans woman, you still have testosterone. Um, in women's wrestling. Will be able to dominate wrestling women. You have testosterone, and you can. Bruce Jenner, he won his awards back in the 70s and so forth as a man. He was Bruce Jenner. Now he's Caitlyn Jenner. Now, and he looks still like Bruce. I'm sorry, he does. He looks very androgynous. Period. Point blank. I'm just saying, the Trump administration is suing the state of Maine because executive order is law. Uh, so Maine is your executive order. You can't just sign an executive order and then we go by it and that's what it is. No. In biological women's sports. That's what matters. And if the United States Supreme Court ruled that it can be done, then Trump's executive order violates law. And that would mean that Maine's governor and the state of Maine would win. And there would be I believe there are two transgender women who are performing right now in female sports in the state of Maine. So right now it's affected. So hey, me, I have, like I said, I have transgender friends. Um, actually, I have more than one. I have a very, very, very close one that's so dear. you know, to and from. But she does not claim to be a woman. She does not claim to be a woman. When she deals with them, hey, I'm trans. She doesn't try to fool anybody. I've got another friend that is the same way. Everybody knows who she is and everything. It's these ones that want to say to themselves, if I go out and I get that I was born a boy. Really? Logic. I'm gonna say it again. There are some that are out here that will say, if I go and get a complete section, uh, and I'm to tell them born a, that's what a lot of them say. And then the LGBTQ community and others get outraged when it becomes a crime scene. Who's straight heterosexual children and woman who has not told anything. And then they go out in public and his homeboys or his family members find out, or his kids find out that he's messing with what they're going to say is a man. To say. And for this dude to in his community like that, people stop doing things that you know and then acting like you don't think you did anything wrong. I understand that you want to transition from the boy life to the woman life. Because you can't transition to why do you not see that you're having intimate relations with doesn't need to know that when they put their penis inside of you, then when he wants to have children, what are you going to tell him? You're going to say, I can't have children, I've had my tubes tied. That's a lie. You don't have no tubes, bitch. Why would you sit up and lie? Now you've already not told him what you were biologically born as, but now when he asks about children, you tell him your tubes are tied. Deceiving him into thinking that you are a woman. or you say that you had some type of invasive intrusion, that you can't have children. That's a lie. And then when he finds out that you lied to him, then he reacts and it you got the LGBTQ and everybody wanting to blame this guy. No, I don't blame him. I blame you. I blame you because you are the head of. I really, you know, but I was born a man. Now, some will say this. Well, then maybe you shouldn't be that way then. No, you don't. I want him to see me. I want him to see you're already tell who you are. You're already, when you trans from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, you're transforming. Go to this when you transform this. So you're wanting people to not know, just see this and not know anything about that. That's deception, is what that is. That's deception. And you're dead ass wrong. Dead ass wrong. There's no other way around. There's no other way around it. You're dead ass wrong. Opinions that intelligent psychologists would tell you. Okay, moving right along. Things got heated in Georgia yesterday, and Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's town were actually tased by local law enforcement. But then I hope that you haven't. But if you're BE informed, then you know that Senator Chuck Grassley, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and some more other representatives and senators uh, are holding town hall meetings because the legislative branch right now are out of session for 2 weeks. They're on vacation for 2 weeks. So the midterm elections are about to come up soon where you get to re-elect the people that are already at Capitol Hill within your state, or you can bring some fresh new people and vote their old asses out that are up there. Marjorie Taylor Greene spent her time. She stayed behind that podium insulting what they were unintelligent, they're wrong, the media is at fault, and all this. And the media doesn't do anything but report what you all are put out there, and then what you don't put out there, politicians, the media has to investigate and interpret it how we see fit. And you all get mad about that and say, no, it's the media's fault. The media hype this up. No, the media, no. The media ain't hyped nothing up. You motherfuckers is crooked. You motherfuckers is crooked as two left shoes on a right foot. Plain and simple. If y'all are happy with Marjorie Taylor Greene in Georgia, re-elect her. By all means, re-elect her. If you are, by all means, re-elect her. Are happy with Senator Chuck Grassley, whatever state he's out of. If you are happy with United States Senator Tom Cotton, the guy's name is French United States Congressman, re-elect them. But if you are not happy with what is going on Capitol Hill with our Washington D.C. do the work of us, then get up off your lazy asses and go and vote. If you are legalized to vote, go vote. If you are not, in other states, so that way you can go and vote. Let me tell y'all this. Voting your midterm elections is the most important because you elect your state officials, your state uh, your registrar, your we vote all these people into office. We have that control here. That is vote by the people. Same way with the leaders, same way with the mayor, same way with the prosecuting attorney, same way with the Pulaski County Registrar and the Pulaski County Clerk. Your vote matters. About this, that, and not going to vote. Okay, a policy displeasure with her and her wife. So if you haven't watched the town hall meeting, go on Google and town hall meeting. Uh, I think it was Tuesday. It was either Tuesday or today. Uh, but it was saying she's literally okay. Moving right along. Maryland Senator Van Hollen is on his way to El Salvador. He was on his way to El Salvador today, hoping that he could sit down with El Salvador's president, I guess, or their government, and plan to for release the young man that was wrongfully deported to the El Salvador prison from the United States. He this United States senator from Maryland said that he was asked to see and visit the young man in the El Salvadorian prison. So there, and I believe this Senator Holland is a Democrat. Um, I might be wrong. Hold on. Let me see. I think he's a Democrat. You know, I hate when and I ask a question and they go to explaining all this other bullshit to me. He's a member of the Democratic Party. Okay. So here's a Democrat that's in which we expect that to happen. But why are there no Republicans going down there to talk to him and to the United States since he was already going to be deported? Then they put him to send him to Greenland. Send him to Greenland and drop him off. He can be deported anywhere else except El Salvador. Why Trump then sent him back to the country that he came from? That he could be deported, but just not back to the same country. I have no idea. That was that and why country? I don't know, but we know pretty much that's probably everything, and that's probably why the president of El Salvador has said that he's not going to let him out or anything. So uh, let me bring up something else to you. Iowa wants to make it a law. Pay attention. Iowa wants to make it a law to mandate students to take a citizenship test in order to graduate. Then I want y'all to think about that. What, not just the Trump administration, but these Republican, um, these Republicans, okay, Kim Reynolds, and she is a Republican. She's been the governor of Iowa since 2017. And the state representatives in that to make it a law to mandate state shift going to American born now would be able to answer certain questions like name all the vice presidents as far back as all the way up under George Washington. Um, who was Custer? Who was where was the Battle of Bunker Hill? Um, what was Teddy Theodore Roosevelt best known for? When did the Great Depression start? When did the Great Depression end? In office in the United States. Uh, questions like that. Questions that they feel red-blooded, good old American citizens would be able to answer. Y'all better open your eyes. Okay, moving right along. You know, Japanese, Japanese or Chinese. Uh, well, we just gonna say an Asian car company. And Honda is already here. We know Honda. We drive Hondas and they're darn good cars. They are that Honda Accord is a damn good car. I would go out and buy me a Honda Accord right now. I would. It's a very dependable car. I put but there are not very many production companies, production places here in the so Honda to shift some production, to be honest, I don't think there's any. But Honda is to shift some production to the United States. So That means that, like Trump has been saying, that he's going to bring some production, some companies, car like manufacturing, like Detroit used to be, the Motor City, jobs, and bring them to the United States where we can have jobs, jobs. Yeah. So that's what's going on there. That would really boost the economy, telling the truth, if they brought production companies, bring them for Subaru, bring them uh, for Toyota, bring them, bring them for all these, so we can get more jobs into this United States. Foreign made cars, but with productivity here in the United States. It'll help on these tariffs. Moving right along, Trump is reviewing. Oh, this one is a good one. Oh, this one is a good one. I don't even really need my notes to bring this one up, but I'm going to read it the way that it is. Trump is reviewing legal laws to see if he can actually deport homegrown American citizens law by committing violent offenses and deport them to El Salvador prisons. Let me read that for you again so you can understand it. Trump is reviewing legal laws to see if he can deport homegrown, born American citizens who break the law by committing violent offenses and deport them to an El Salvador prison. Next, let me break that down a little bit more to you so y'all can understand it in simplest terms. You, me, people that's born here in the United States, us, for us that commit violent crimes, black or white, it don't matter what you are. You've been court and been sentenced for murder, kidnapping, rape, aggravated, causing a catastrophe, gang enterprise, uh, causing a disruption, things of those natures. Trump wants to be able to deport your ass. I'm saying your ass because I don't break the law like that. I don't go around here killing people for sport and aggravated robbery and raping and kidnapping and not a part of a gang. So gang enterprise or causing a catastrophe or anything of that nature. So Trump wants to be able to send you all El Salvador. And to be honest with you, I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm for it because I've constantly said that certain people need to have their rights and privileges and immunities revoked from them and taken out of this country. Uh, that if you're out here committing violent offenses, you're out here with these guns that are military style. They're Dracos, they're AK-47s, they're shooting people um, with these extended clips and extended magazines. There's a semi-automatic into an automatic. You are what's considered to be a menace to society, and you need to be sent to Cambodia, Guatemala, Chile, Honduras, El Salvador, prisons, right along with MS-13. If you can survive, empty out all these prisons that's got all these folks that's in there for murder, for life, and other things, and and send them on the way. Get all these mugs that's out here on the streets that are gang affiliated and just start rounding the gas station, pumping gas. They can be in the mighty crab, eating. It don't matter. The feds just need to be able to just bust up in there and snatch your mugs up and locking them up. Plain and simple. Now I know a lot of y'all are gonna say, now that's gonna be affecting black folks. Do I care? Hell no. I don't. Getting the right people. If they're getting the known gang members, then they're they commit crimes like what happened at the Dallas school shooting. They commit crimes like what happened in other school shootings. And it's not just about race, it's about white and black kids. All of them need to go. That's committing these violent, atrocious offenses. All of them need to go. Every last single one of them. Society to a standard where we'll be able to live um, in harmony. I believe that if you're charged and convicted with terrorist, locked up and sent away to another country. Simple. Um, you should forfeit your right being here in the United States. Trump's exact words: "I would love to deport American criminals to El Salvador." Trump's exact words. Those are his exact words. I would love to deport American criminals to El Salvador. Okay. Democratic National Committee or Vice Chair David Hogg vows to primary to remove ineffective Democrats out of Congress and Senate. Basically, he is saying that he wants to have all these old people and people that no longer have the mindset of the new and upcoming generation of politicians in office. Nancy Pelosi, she needs to go. She's been there too long. Chuck Schumer needs to go. He's been there too long. Um, Needs to go. Um, and that's not just on the Democratic side. Um, Same thing for the Republicans. I feel now this DNC chair didn't say that, or vice chair didn't say that, but I believe it needs to be straight across the board. We need to get these mugs up out of there to 70 and 80. And Chuck Grassley is 90 years old. Current seated Republican Senator Charles Ernest Grant, but we call him Chuck Grassley. Chuck Grassley is 91 years old. Um, he is out of Iowa. He represents out of Iowa. He has been serving since 1981. Now I'm at 91, 2001, 2011, 2021. This man has been in office and serving for 44 years, almost 45 years. That is longer than some of y'all are old. That is too damn long. That means every 2 or 4 years, whatever their term is, that they lack. The state of Iowa has constantly been electing this man to office every election. Nobody else is. Now that means either he's a damn good politician and he has been damn good for the state of Iowa, and Iowans are happy with him because that is 4 decades. There have been people born constantly, and I guess told, this is who you go vote for. This is who you vote for. Okay, so man, get that one. Um, yeah. So Chuck Grassley, I believe he's the oldest sitting senator currently at the age of 91. That is, no, no, no. I mean, but when you got senators like that that has been there during Clarence Thomas and the Anita Hill situation, during um, Bill Clinton and the Columbus stand dress situation, um, that attacked Bill Clinton and everything for immoral acts and everything, but stood up for Clarence Thomas and the charges against Anita Hill. Um, but stood up for Bush when Bush about why he sent troops into Iraq because Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. Which, if you remember, all senators, 100 senators, including voted to pass Bush's bill to send troops into Iraq to extract and kill Saddam Hussein. But only one senator, only one, voted no. That said that there are no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And that one senator was not only right, but he went on to become president of the United States. He went on to become the 44th president of the United States, which was, I think it was 44, which was Barack. That he was right. So when you got people like Chuck Grassley at the age of 91 still serving in the U.S. Senate up on Capitol, it's a problem, people. There's no reason that someone should be sitting and elected. There needs to be a cap on the elected officials. I say a good 20 years is good. If they're voted every 4 years, so that's 5 terms. After that, they need to go. That's good enough to be able to serve every 4 years. I think, or if it's 2 years and they're voted every 2 years, then it still needs to be 20 years. Plain and simple, it's 10 terms. So that's just my opinion. I think that's what it needs to be. Okay. There's a key hearing that took place today, and I have to check up on the status of it and see exactly what it the RS has been sharing data, tax data. And like I said, according to report the law, that's illegal, and there's going to be a key hearing about that. So And I believe I told you about the federal judge who found the Trump administration in contempt because contempt of court for violating his order of deportation of flight. This Trump administration, Trump is a straight goon. A lot of people like that and believe that we need that, and I do. I agree. I believe that we do need someone like that that's aggressive, but there needs to be a better way of handling that aggression. Uh, it should not be the way that Trump is putting it. Aggressive. It's hurting the the economy. It's hurting, the stock market. The other day, yeah, and everything was up, and now it's back down. This can't keep going this way. We need some stabilization. Uh, and all I can do here as a shock jock, basically, is to let you all know what's going on, and hopefully, that way you're informed on the politics and world news on what exactly is going on. And we've been here for almost 2 hours, people, because I started at 10. Yeah, I started at 10. With that being said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Please share the video, like it. If you've asked any questions, I have not gotten to them up on here. But if you can think of any questions later on that you want me to answer, put them on there. Uh, Send me some stars. I appreciate you if you would. It helps the channel grow and keeps it going. Over here on YouTube, thank you so much for the new subscribers. I see you. I appreciate you. I love you for supporting me. Subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. It kind of makes no sense a lot of times for you to watch my videos and not subscribe to the channel. Right now, it's not costing anything to subscribe. So please just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, tap all. That way you can get notified when I go live, and it helps the brand grow. I appreciate y'all. I love you all. And I hope we can continue to do this. So with that being said, y'all take care. God bless your hearts. Signing off from Facebook. Signing off from